Hey everybody, Jason here with the Oklahoma Child Care Resource and Referral Association. Welcome to the second of our tutorial series on the Work-Life Systems Database portal. These tutorials are being produced in collaboration with WLS and Child Care of America. Today's tutorial will be about the Touchpoint section. If you haven't watched our first tutorial, head on over to our YouTube channel and take a look. So what is a touchpoint? A touchpoint is any significant contact with someone that is not a child care provider or a parent or guardian looking for child care. Things like partners meetings, community outreach, potential provider contacts, lending library or resource room visits by people that are from the general community, job fairs or career fairs, working with educational establishments, and so on. What is not a touchpoint? Any contacts with a child care provider that's in the system or with parents or guardians about their children. Those will go into either the program or referral sections respectively. Also, contacts that aren't significant. So phone calls that you forward on to other agencies, ordering your lunch, the postman coming in, things of that nature. So after you log into WLS, you'll need to click on the Touchpoints tab in the navigation bar at the top. If you have any difficulty remembering how to do this, take a look at our first tutorial for a bit of a refresher. Now, the initial page you'll see in the Touchpoint tab shows a list of touchpoints. Now, the default view is just the previous month, so you'll see the start date here at the top shows June 8th, which is 1 month previous of today's date, which is July. If, for whatever reason, you need to go back farther, just click in the date box and a calendar will pop up and you can go as far back as you need to. So let's say we want to see everything since the beginning of 2020. We hit that January 1, 2020 and leave the date empty in the end date, and then we hit submit. And that'll show us a list of all of the touch points that have been entered in since that date. Now, clicking on any of these entries will open up that entry for you to look at. And if you have the correct permissions, you can edit the touch point. If we open one up, you can see when it was created and by whom, if they have edited it and by whom, when the contact occurred, and various information about the contact. Now, each platform for each state will have a little bit of a different look to it, but all of the information is what your area decides that it needs to be. Now, adding a new touch point is also very straightforward. Under the navigation bar at the top is a green New Inquiry button. Just tap or click on that button and it opens the Touchpoint dialog. Now this is identical to the one we saw before, just blank. So let's do a hypothetical touchpoint. Say we had someone call us and say, I'm interested in becoming a child care provider. Under the date, we want to make sure that that is set for today. If for some reason you need to change that, as I clicked here, you saw that the calendar popped down. You can change that to whatever day it needs to be. But since it was today, we'll just go ahead and say July 8th. Contact method, they called us. So in our drop-down, we want to select telephone. The customer is, what kind of customer are they? Are they from a state? Are they from just the general community? We want unlicensed provider applicant. Now, as we're going through these drop-downs, bear in mind that your state or your platform might be slightly different. These are customizable fields for your particular needs. So if you see something here that isn't on your platform, don't panic. It's supposed to be that way. Under the request, they were how to become licensed. What was our action? We'll say we just answered general questions in this one. Now you can see there are other options here, and again, these are customizable. So if you don't see any of these particular ones or see some in your platform that aren't here, don't panic. There wasn't really a secondary request. What county were they in? In WLS, whenever you enter a county, all you have to do is start typing it, and a list of potentials will drop down. In this case, we're looking for Hennepin County. You have to click on the county, or else it will not it won't save that data. It's a data verification step that WLS uses. So again, when you're entering in the county, just start typing and then click on or tap the correct county from the drop-down list. You'll notice that the region auto-completed. And then in our notes field, you just want to enter in a brief statement about what the contact was. So in this case, we'll say Mrs. Jane Doe called for information about becoming licensed. I talked with her for a few minutes and gave her information about our upcoming class on becoming licensed. And that's it. Once you've entered in all the information, just click the blue Save button down in the lower right-hand corner, and you'll see it adds a new touch point. Now, you're also able to export your touch points into Microsoft Excel. In order to do that, you want to bring up the records that you want to export. So for instance, let's say we want to see only those that happened in January. So our start date is good, January 1, 2020. Our end date, if we click into this box, now I've got some that I've already used, so if this happens to you, just click into an empty spot on your calendar and it will pop the full calendar up. In our month drop-down, we'll go ahead and click on January 31. Once our dates are set, we hit the blue Submit button, and these are the touch points that happened in January. Now to export to Excel, we just click on the blue Export to Excel button, and it automatically downloads those for us. And we would open those just like we would open any other downloaded file. So guys, that's it. A pretty short tutorial today on our Touchpoint system. Next time, we'll be taking a look at Boolean logic and how that affects web searches in general, but in particular, how we search WLS for program and referral entries. After that, we'll take a very deep dive into the program and referral tabs to really get into the nitty-gritty of the database itself. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you next time.